Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's mashup challenge. The challenge was to mix a witch look as well as a Victorian style, so here we go. This is how I did this. This is my fantastic wig. By the way, thanks to Custom Holiday House for that awesome wig that I have on my head. So what I'm going to do first is start off by putting down a layer of foundation. Felt very drag-like in this instance because you really have to cake it on. So that's what I'm doing. Don't be afraid to go heavy with that part of the makeup. It's better to, in this case, I think, have too much than have too little. So there we go. Rub it in, get it in my eyes. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows. I started off by taking this eyeliner and I'm kind of going to go up in a nice big arc, and then I'm going to skip forward and not do my entire eyebrow on this because I wound up erasing them 50 million times. So here's what they look like when I finally got done and I was touching up. So now I'm going to bring that corner of the eyebrow down onto my nose and give me a little bit more pointy, interesting looking eyebrows. They're just not plain old rounded ones. And then I'm taking that same body paint. You can use the liner if you want. I just found it was probably easier for me to just work with the face paint because if I messed up, it was definitely easier to clean up. So now I'm taking an eyeliner here and I'm going to go around my whole eye, outline my eye with that liner as well as get my waterline, as you can see. And now I'm going with a purple eyeshadow because I have a purple wig on, so why not? And I'm going heavy in the corners instead of flaring that through the whole eye, like bringing that out. I think it gives it definitely more of an interesting look. Now I'm just taking something that will help me get my lines straight. And basically just grab some mascara, a tube of mascara. I'm taking white body paint and with my liner brush outlining some rows where I'm going to be putting some ruins of some letters here. And I literally just Googled it and I think this is actually an alphabet. Yeah. I literally just wrote like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P on the top. So, and now I'm just going to go through in between one of those letters, each of those letters, and clean up with a little bit of a Q-tip to get rid of that little bit of white line. Also did a crescent moon and some dots going down in between where my eyebrows are. Now I'm going to do a little bit of shading with some of the black eyeshadow all around to kind of fade it out. And where my temples are going to be. There we go. And I think on here, I'm not sure if I do it right here or not, but I actually wound up taking a little bit of purple eyeshadow too and going in the corners. Now you contour to the gods. Don't be afraid. This isn't regular normal makeup, so don't be afraid to go a little heavier with your contour. And then it was this point I kept looking in the mirror, looking in the mirror and looking at the phone. I'm like, I've got these bags under my eyes. And instead of hiding them, I'm going to accentuate them by putting a little bit of black eyeshadow underneath. And just adding some little doohickeys on the side there. Bring that down. I'm going to do a little half, kind of like crescent moon on the very, very tip of my nose here too. And now I'm actually doing a little bit around the mouth as well. And this is what you get finally. You see I added a little bit of white highlight onto the eyebrows and that crescent moon. Added 2 more runes on my face. A little bit more of the purple mixed in with the contour on the cheeks. And obviously did my lips overfilled with a purple body paint and then put on my purple lipstick over top of that. So this is what we've got so far. This is my face. Now time to work on the outfit. So I start by outlining and figuring out where the heck I'm going to put all my clothes that I'm going to paint on. Now for some reason on the camera and versus real life, the paint kind of shows up a little bit weird here. So here it's kind of like a great purpley, magenta-y kind of color, and then when I took final pictures, it actually turned out a little bit more red. So I wasn't really happy with that. If I could change anything about this, I would probably go in with a deep purple instead of that magenta. So now I'm going to do, I did a high collar there and left a space for like a gemstone or some kind of rhinestone. And I'm going to give myself a big old floofy skeleton bow here. So doing some dark gray paint here for the bow, white for the skull. And now I'm going to take my favorite kabuki brush, and with that dark gray paint, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of my shoulders and my chest there, and get it all nice and even. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to do a technique with a stipple sponge here in a second. There we go. I'm just taking my sponge, going through the black, dabbing off a little bit of the excess, and really just scraping it on me. I want some texture. I definitely don't want it just flat gray, so I'm just literally just scratching the black paint on me, dragging it down. And there were some spots where it kind of took it away from the gray paint on. You can see my skin showing through, so I just went back with some dark gray, again with the sponge, and kind of filled in those holes in those spots. I'm not really too worried about it because I don't think it's gonna, a whole lot of my shoulders and chest is gonna make it into the final pictures. But now I'm moving on to making this skull bow. So I'm doing a little bit of outlining work, and I get the eyes, the nose, and the top of the mouth there. A little bit of highlight on that bow of mine that I'm going to be doing. And then I'm going to outline all of this fabulous stuff. Yay! Now I'm going to do a giant spider web. Added some buttons, as you can see. Just add in the details, guys. Whoa, and just like that, we have a spiderweb shirt. Yes, we do. And I goofed. And then I gotta fix my goof. Boom. Yes. So now I went on to the pendant. I painted like a little purple teardrop. And I just used little, as I'm talking to myself, I used a 6 round and dipped it in some paint to give me a little bit of dots. I did gray in the back and then white on top of that. And the 3 little pointy sides on each side of the rhinestone, I did a light purple instead of a white. There we go. Now it's time to add the black. And you might see me talking to myself again here because I kind of messed up on this on the other side. And I'm like, crap, you know what? There's no mistakes. Just whatever I did to that one side, I want to do to the other. So that's why I wound up and looking like that. Like a hot mess. Now I'm just taking a 6-inch round and dipping it in my black body paint and doing a bunch of circles, little dots, to kind of like mimic lace or lace work. I don't know, just give it a little bit more interesting, something else to look at, I guess. Then I took my black shadow and I shadowed out where my bow is resting on top of my collar there. And I went and I I shadowed underneath each one of the spiderweb curves. And inside the bow, outside the bow, underneath the pendant. Underneath that skull, just to give it a little bit more definition there. Along the side seams where those buttons are. And this is the final part, a little bit of shading on the neck, just to kind of give it a little bit more depth along where those 2 pieces of garments meet. along the edge there, just a little bit of black shadow as well. And then in between these little buttons. Yay. Get that girl. Yeah. And now I'm going to switch and put my wig on. I took some pictures with the wig and without. It was really fun to make this character come to life, and I thank Custom Holiday House for the awesome wig that I got from them. And I hope you guys liked this look. I definitely had a lot of fun. It was challenging. I hate doing beauty makeup. I find it very hard for me, and I can do gore and horror no problem. So this one was a challenge. So don't forget to go to Facebook and Instagram and all the other social media handled nonsense, blah, 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 Aftershock Art. Give me a thumbs up and a like. And I hope to see you guys soon. And I wish you guys a wonderful day. And as always, happy scaring.